Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing well and that you're actually using your time at home creatively, that you're busy sewing a lot and spending time on yourself and learning new stuff as well. So one of the things today is I'm just going to show you how I do my zip for my jeans so that you can try it if you feel up to trying making your own jeans while you're at home now. I did copy a link onto my Facebook page, the Benina Idema Facebook page this morning for a free jeans pattern that I found. Go and have a look at it. It's actually a ready-to-wear brand that's put those three patterns out. There's two for the ladies. There's one a straight cut or straight leg and a boot cut. And then there's one for gentlemen as well for their jeans, which is a straight leg as well. So go download it, go look at it. There is no instructions, there's no sizing, so I just clicked on their link and went to their ready-to-wear page and I looked at their sizing for their ready-to-wear jeans to choose what size I'm going to do. For instructions, you can go to YouTube, go look at Mimi G. She's one of the ladies that does a lot of instructional videos. She's got a jean sew along with a simplicity pattern, so just follow along with that. It's just going to talk you through the steps that will help you to get going with sewing your jeans. My Surfer Design ladies, if you feel up to it, if you've got the pants kit, why don't you try and design your own jeans while you're at home now? Most of you have already worked with your slopers, so you can just go look at the instruction book. There is instructions on drafting your own jeans, and I know a lot of you that's bought the pants kit from me has also got the behind the scenes, the jeans DVD that Linda has made. In that one she takes you step by step how to draft your jean pattern as well, and how to sew it. So challenge yourself, go and make your own jeans, go and design your own jeans if you're a Surfer Designs lady with the pants kit, or just go download it if you just want to sew for now and not want to design. Just go download the link or go to the link, download the pattern and go and play with that one. Okay, I'm just going to take you through what I do with my insertion of my jeans. I'm not going to be sewing. If I have to do a full tutorial on the sewing, it's going to be a very long video, so I decided that, you know what, I'm just going to talk you through the steps. I didn't want to make the video too long because I do have customers out there that said their data is limited, so they don't want long videos. So I'm trying to help them as well so they can watch the videos without having to spend an hour on the internet using up their data. So let's start. Okay, I'm going to move this down so that you can see what I'm doing. Alright, first thing that I want to mention is if I work with jeans, I only use my YKK jean zipper. You can't see it now, but you will always see a YKK branding on the pull down there. So it's a solid metal. The YKK jean zippers are the jean zippers that gets used in most of your ready-to-wear. It gets used in factories where they're actually sewing these jeans that we buy in our stores. So I would recommend get yourself a decent zip. You really don't want to use a zip and after 3 or 4 wears you start getting problems with the jeans, because sometimes we do have a bit of tension on the zip, especially if we've made a tighter jean and we really want it to last. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through the steps. So here you can see my zipper that I've done. I've got my zip, I've got top stitching that I've done on the right hand side, my right front, and I've also got the shield that's put in behind my zipper so that it's not going to be scratching my body. And on this side you really can't see it now, but there's my fly facing that I've sewn down there as well. So I'm just going to talk you through the steps to do this. So if you're going to download that jeans pattern that I've given you, there's one change that I want you to make on it, and I saw that it's not on their pattern, and a lot of patterns, commercial patterns that we buy like the Buttrick and that don't have it on as well, which for me is quite frustrating. I want you to, on the right hand side, if you look at your patterns, a lot of your patterns will only have that. You can see my crotch, the right and the left, and it's smooth. I want you on the right piece. I'm just going to turn it this way so you can actually have a look at it. So on the front right, I want you to go and just add on this little bit of an extension. Now this extension just helps you that when you're sewing your jean zip in, that your jean zip isn't going to be sitting right on the edge here, and as soon as I put it on, it pulls a little bit and you can see the zipper teeth. I really don't like that. I want my zip to be concealed under this flap. So that is one of the changes that I would always do to my pattern, is to add this little part on. Once you've added that on, I'm just going to take my next piece of fabric. And always, guys, remember, you want to mark, if there's any markings on your pattern, I want you to mark there. You can see I've just with a Koki, I've just marked, I've had to sew up to there, but I've actually, with fiddling with the fabric, my stitches have come undone there a little bit, so I've just put a pin in there for now. But you want to sew up to there, so you would go and sew your front crotch together. When we're sewing jeans, just a quick reminder that if we sew jeans, we work on the front and we finish the front, we work on the back, we finish the back, and then only do I sew the front and the back together. So the construction is a little bit different. It's because of all the top stitching that I've got to do, and also because our inner leg, we need to top stitch the inner leg before we close the side seams. And then, so that's why I would do that. So you would work your back, do your yoke, all your top stitching, do the front. I would do my pockets. You can see I haven't done rivets yet. My rivets is at the shop at them. The rivets are at the shop, so I will do that at a later stage. But I love putting in rivets into my jeans because then it really looks like ready to wear jeans that I'm wearing. Alright, so your first step, you would have gone and you would have sewn through your crotch, and you would sew up to where your mark is, where you've got to close it. Go then, and you're going to, I'm just working this way so you can see this extra flap that you've added on. That extra flap, you're going to press it down, just that little bit. I didn't go any further. I'm just going to grab this one. Can you see, if you look at this one, where I've added on that 1 centimeter extension, I just folded there, so it still looks like a smooth crotch that I've got there. But this is the part where I'm actually going to be working my zip on. And can you see where, if I had to sew my seam allowance, there's my seam allowance, so the zip is already moved under the flap if I'm using this technique that I'm going to show you guys. Also, just another thing that I did want to mention, this is my way that I like to do the zip. It's not the only way. There's lots of techniques out there. You can go and Google them on inserting jean zips. There is really many different techniques out there. You've got to find the technique that's going to work for you. I prefer this way. For me, it's a quick sew doing it this way. It's not fiddly. Maybe now, as I'm going to show it to you, it's going to look fiddly because I've got to work with pins, but it's really not a difficult way to insert the zip. So my first step is going to be to actually attach my zip onto the right front with the fly shield that is on this side. So you're going to then take your pattern pieces. I keep turning it this way so you can see that you can, it's actually facing you so that you can have a look. And I'm going to take, sorry, I'm just having a look. This is my right and my left hand side. I didn't mark them. Alright, this is my shield, my fly shield that I'm going to be attaching on. I'm trying to get the light so that it works for you. I just want to put another, no, it's too bright. Alright, we'll just work with it like this. So this is my shield that I'm going to put on. Now a lot of times what you will see in your instructions, if you've got a commercial pattern, they're going to tell you to put wrong sides together, to close up at the bottom, and then you turn it this edge to the inside, press it, and then you only finish there. I don't do it that way because of the thickness of jean. I just find it becomes too bulky here. I'm just going to come up. It becomes too bulky over there. So I just immediately just fold my wrong sides together, press it down, and I just finish this edge that I'm going to be working. Now what you're going to do, you're going to take your zipper. I just want to turn it this way while I'm working so that I can see. Remember, this is my right side. That is the extension that I've put on there. And my zip, you can move this out of the way. When you're working with your jeans, you can even go and pin it out of the way. I'm going to now put my jeans onto that extension or just underneath there. And I just want to mention one thing. If you look at this, can you see my metal? It is really solid metal with the YKK. It's not your nylon zipper teeth. So when I do top stitching and I'm going to come down on this edge here, I want to make sure that that metal part is above my top stitching. As soon as I've got it a bit lower, if I move this part lower, I'm going to hit it with a needle when I'm doing top stitching. I won't be able to do my top stitching. So always move it up a little bit so that I know I'm going to not hit that metal when I'm going to be sewing my zips. So the first step that you're going to do, you're just going to pin. So let me just grab the side. You're just going to pin that down, and then you're going to take your facing. And the facing you're going to put under your zip. If I put it under the zip like that. Please make sure that, I'm just trying to zoom in there, that I cover the tape, that zipper tape. I don't want it sticking out. So I'm just going to do it this way. I hope it doesn't look upside down on the video, because I've got my jeans over there, but it's just to refer back to it all the time. So this is just moved a little bit. Alright, so that would be your first step. And once I've sewn it, now I'm going to go and I'm going to do top stitching from the edge of my fabric 3 millimeters in, and then I'm going to do another row of stitching, and the right side is done. It's as easy as that. Alright, so that's already inserted all in one go. I do it all together, and there we go. The next step that I'm going to do is, now we're going to work on the left of the front. You will have on your pattern pieces, you will have the facing that you would use on the left side. You'll see, as I said, your right side will be the shield. It's folded double. This is just a single piece of fabric that I've got. On my jeans, if it's a stretch jeans, I might interface it, but my jeans is firm enough, so I don't worry too much about interfacing it. I'm just trying to get the best look here for you. I'm just going to turn it a little bit. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to, and move your zip out of the way, because I've worked there. Oh yes, just one thing that I didn't mention. Can you see I've snipped here? Before you even start working on your zip and inserting it, on the side where I attached that extension, you're going to cut through to the extension. Can you see there? But just to your stitching, don't go through your stitching. You only want to cut to the stitching. And that's so that I can maneuver it, and in the end, when I'm going to be top stitching, this is all going to one side in any case when I do my top stitching. Alright, let's move this out of the way. I'm going to take this into this fly facing and just pin it onto the right side of your fabric, and I bring it all the way down to there. And now if you're going to have a look, I'm just going to take a pin and show you. Can you see where my stitching stopped? This will, it can go slightly below it if I want to, but this is where I start sewing. I actually pick up my stitching from there and I stitch all the way up to the top. Alright, then when I've done that, I'm going to press it, and it's your normal 1.5 seam allowance. You go and you press it to the inside. Just going to pin this down. So let's imagine we've just pressed it down to there. So this is this part now that I've attached. This is the facing. So I'm going to go to another piece of fabric now just to show you. Alright, this is the part that I've attached. Now your next step then is going to be to top stitch down, and this is this part. I'm going from the top to the bottom, and you start stopping there. This part here that you see is after I've done my whole zip. Then I pick up my top stitching and carry it all the way down to the bottom. So for now, you just top stitching, and where this connects, can you see there? I just top stitch down again about 3 millimeters away from the edge. Now another important thing that you've got to mark when I'm doing, that's what I do. I just find it easier. Remember, I've got to be even. If I lie this over there, it's got to be even. It must look like a continuous line almost. I'm going to go to there. Can you see here? A continuous line all the way up. It mustn't go slightly skew or over there, because then I'm going to get funny pulls. It's got to be an even line up. So I know this was on my 1.5 centimeters. So I make sure that 1.5 runs all the way up. I'm just going to take a Coke here and mark for you so you can see. I haven't got a ruler here, but from there where I stopped, it's basically got to go all the way up over to there. If you can see my line that I've just drawn there, and then I put it down and I bring this flap over and I pin it down there, because I want this to stay in place. If I move it slightly, the next step where I sew the zipper to the facing, I'm actually going to pick up a problem, and it's not going to lie flat when my zipper is pulled up. I just want to show you here. Come now. Sorry, it's gone all the way in there now. There we go. All right. So you want it to lie flat like that. From here, you've pinned it. I have to sew my zipper tape onto this facing that I've inserted. Can you guys see over there? I'm playing around with the light. I'm battling with lighting because we haven't got the right equipment here. All right. So all I'm going to do, as it's like this, move this shield that was there, move the shield out of the way. Otherwise, you are going to sew it onto your right side, on your left side, and pin it out of the way. So as I'm like this, just flip it over, and this lies flat onto your zipper tape. And go and pin it onto your zipper tape, and then on this side. And I'm going to go closer. You go and you sew a stitch right on the edge and go slightly closer in and sew as well. And you're only sewing on the facing. Don't sew onto your pants panels. Don't sew onto the front of your pants. Only onto the facing. Okay, so that was that step. The last step that you're going to do, and I mean, if you look at it, I'm just going to open it up. If I open this up, I just want to remove that. Can you see there's the shield? There's my facing that's done, and this is sewn onto the facing. I want to keep showing you it is a loose part. Now this facing, again, I'm going to zip up. Take this out of the way. Don't sew on it. So many times when I do my jeans classes, I find people don't do it and they actually sew it into the side and they've got to unpick everything. So again, I'm just going to make sure that keeps it down so that it's a flat piece, and I've sewn that. So all you do now, you put this over, and now you can, with your fly shield, the pattern piece that you've got, you can actually put it on here, and you go and draw your lines that you want to do the top stitching, where I'm going to do the top stitching. Please remember, I'm sewing onto my fly, the interfacing or the facing. I am sewing that onto my front piece. I don't have to catch the zip in yet because the zipper is already sewn onto the facing. So you want to make sure that I put it flat. I'll go and I draw whatever line I want to draw there. I'm just going to pin this down, and then you go do your top stitching. So I've got a little quilt ruler here. I'm just going to use my quilt ruler. So I would make sure that I'm just going to go over. I just want to draw one line for you. All right. You can decide, do I want to curve and go into a curve, or do I want to go a straight line? That's going to be up to you. If you're scared you're going to battle with this curve sewing, then you are welcome. I've seen lots of jeans this way. You are welcome to go and actually just draw your line and sew like that, and do a second row as well, and make sure both top stitching lines catch your facing. The last step that you're going to do is on this. I haven't done it yet on mine. I've still got to do it. Now I've got to sew down. Can you see this is still out of the way? I'm just going to take this away here. Alright, so now the last thing that I want to do, this facing here that is loose, the shield, I just want to connect it to the side so that when I open my zip, it's not going to be pulling all the way open. So once I've done my top stitching over here, and it's usually on a jeans, it's about here that you'll get it. Sometimes you'll see it there as well. You just do a little bit of a zigzag stitch, and it just keeps this area down so that I'm just going to just pin it there. So let's pin it this way so that when I open my zip, I'm going to show you, it actually keeps this part down so that it's not pulling all the way open. So that will be the last step that you're going to do. One other thing that I just wanted to mention, you'll see my zips that I always use when I do my zips is always longer. I'm just unpinning here. My zip is always longer when I work with my zips or inserting my zips. I prefer it this way because I always work with my zips in a closed position. The slider is out of the way. As soon as the slider is down here, you're getting that it's pushing your fabric a bit. I'm someone that, because I know I'm putting a waistband or facing or whatever on there, that I know I'm going to be sewing over it, and that will secure it. So if I but please remember, when you're going to cut it, I've also had ladies do that in one of my classes, make sure when you're going to attach your waistband, before you cut this excess tape off, that you open your zip and you sew down there. If you actually leave it closed and you sew there, you can't get the slide back down to the bottom. So just go do that. And then on the jeans, because it's a metal zip, I would cut it so that it's closer to my seam allowance, and then just a couple of the teeth, I take pliers and I actually pull the teeth off of the tape, of the zipper tape, because I don't want the bulk of the zip sitting in my facing if I've got it here. I always just leave, I always leave one of these teeth. If you have a look there, one of these, I always leave one teeth just above where I've sewn on my waistband. The rest, I leave the tape there. I don't want the tape to pull out. I'll leave about 1.5 centimeter of tape. But those excess teeth, I actually just, with the pliers, I just pull it off the tape, so that when I top stitch here, there's not a lot of thickness that I feel there. I don't want to feel the zipper teeth in my waistband. So that is the way that I usually do my insert my zipper. It's, as I said, doing it, just wanting to move that there, doing just the talk you through it might sound confusing, but just sit with a sample piece and go through the steps. I will try later on in the week. I did take photos of some of the steps as I did the sample, so if you want to, I can post the photo step by step for you on Facebook, so that you know how to do it. But go try it. Go download the jeans, go sew, go design your jeans with Surfer Designs, whatever you want to do. We've still got till the 16th of April, hopefully just till the 16th and not longer. So you've still got a lot of sewing time. You're welcome to message me on Facebook if you've got any questions about sewing in your jeans. I'll try and help you through it, talk you through it. But go challenge yourself. Go and make a pair of jeans, go put in that perfect zipper, and go and enjoy your sewing. I'll see you guys again. Bye-bye.